Hello everybody, welcome back to Hidden Harvest with Liz. Today we are doing something a bit seasonal and a bit on the weird side. As I promised, we're going to be doing something a bit on the supernatural side this time. And you might roll your eyes and think, but why would you do this for a homesteading channel? Well, first off, it's the holidays, which means we've got to get into the holidays by talking about cultural stuff, I guess you could say, because the thing that we're going to be what-ifing is actually very cultural, and it dates back to 1700s in Germany, and a lot of Germans live over here, and it's all around all of... Hi, kitty. It's like part of tradition that dates back pre-Christianity in a lot of areas, and that is the story of Krampus. Now, I did do my research, but as per the usual, I have got my messy piece of paper to share with you guys. So if you are following along, I'm going to be putting the information up as we go through each one of the sections, and editing Liz, if you don't mind, help keep us organized. Obviously, this one is definitely taking the 5-point of the Richter scale of tinfoil hat theories. Obviously, with this one, we're going to be wearing the biggest of tinfoil hats. But the story of Krampus, and I will go to the Encyclopedia Britannica to give you just like the gist of it in case nobody has ever heard of this mythological creature. Just in case you have never heard anything, seen anything, played any of the games where he was involved or anything else like that, is to get you up to speed on what Krampus is. In Central Europe, popular legend, a half-goat, half-demon monster that punishes misbehaving children in Christmas time. Now, technically, he's supposed to walk December 5th because back in those days, Christmas was actually celebrated on December 6th. So this was like the night before, and I guess you could say he was the one responsible for the bad gifts that people got for misbehaving during the Christmas time. Historically, the way we're taught now, it's Santa Claus comes, and if you're bad, you get coal, and if you... Actually, this might just be around here. There could be people from other countries. It's like, no, that's not our story for Christmas. This is just the Christmas thing that's done here. The Santa Claus is responsible for gifting things to both bad and good. Bad guys get the coal in their stocking or whatever, and the good guys get their presents or whatever. In this particular instance, Krampus was responsible for punishing the wicked, punishing the evil. He was responsible for not just giving coal, he did more. Okay, to continue on with the story, Krampus was thought to have been part of pagan rituals for the winter solstice. According to legend, he is the son of Hel, a Norse god of the underworld, which is why he was considered a demon. And in some cases, he beats the naughty with branches, sticks, and I've also heard about chains. And in some cases, he eats them or takes them to hell. So, there's also some other things that are common that I did not even know was a thing, is apparently what's called a Krampus run, which is basically what I would consider... there are some countries that we know of that do the Day of the Dead, where they do marches and they celebrate that side of life, so to speak. This would kind of be a walk or a parade or whatever that celebrates that aspect, the duality of the winter solstice, which is, of course, if you think about it from a pagan perspective, it is death. In paganism didn't quite mean the same thing as it does now, as in when we think of death, we think of a person passing or the end of something, whereas pagans considered death of something a restarting of a cycle. There was life and there was death, just like gardening. There's life and then there's death. Right now I have a garden going outside, even though it's wintertime. Didn't ever think that was going to happen. But the point is it was never just the end. It was just a new cycle, a restarting of a cycle that was, well, important. But I digress. Hang on, let me give Bones his hat back because this is starting to make my face itch. Dude, you're all kinds of messed up. I'm gonna have to get you fixed later. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, okay, we're what-ifing, and we're what-ifing scenarios to be prepared for certain scenarios. How does Krampus fit into the what-if scenario? And I'm glad you asked. You didn't ask? Well, you should have been asking. You should have known I would figure out a way of looping this in together. So, we've got the What if it was Krampus? And we've got our tinfoil hat rating, which is high on the tinfoil hat Richter scale. And name one thing you could possibly do. Well, in order to name one thing that is even remotely useful for knowing this bit of information, I would have to do a bit of research, which there is a research tab, obviously, in order to understand your enemy, or in this case, the mythological creature that is suddenly going to walk when you're not expecting it. You might want to do a bit of research. I think because all of us went to high school and or college and had to do research papers, research is something that people don't really want to do because, well, it's work that you don't really want to do. But in essence, doing research may help you with a thing that you are currently working with. Say there is, I don't know, an institution out there that was doing, I don't know, bad things or whatever. So the way you would find out about that or know whether or not it's a good company, like say you're investing in the company, you would go back and research what the policies of the company are, what moves they've made recently, who's been involved in like different things having to do with the company. You would definitely go back and research that. And that would be very, very important, other than just like buying stock in a company you know nothing about. So research is important. So my research has turned up these. First off, it's a demon. I have no idea, other than the stuff that Sam and Dean from Supernatural has taught me on how to defeat demons. I don't have a special knife for them, so that's not going to help. He punishes evil, so I guess one way to defeat him would be simply to not do evil, but as humans we sin, so how else could we possibly do so? His weapons. These are the things that I have read about through all of my research. He has got chains. He has got birch limbs for some reason, just specifically birch. I don't know why birch specifically, but that's what it was. And he uses his tongue to taste the air for evil, I guess. He is an evil thing that detects evil. He's an evil detector that is evil. It would be kind of like having a ghostly EMF. We also know that it's probably Santa's evil twin. Okay, that doesn't help very much. And this historically, from all the things that I have seen, this started over in Europe, probably around Germany-ish. Plus, there are some things that we could possibly denote from a few of these. The fact that there was a Krampus run and people celebrated it and everything else like that, it was almost like, I don't know, our nowadays Halloween, because the original superstition, the original reason why people put costumes on and put pumpkins outside was actually because of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you guys have seen Supernatural, that's actually pretty close to why historically it was started up the way it was. It was supposed to hide your face from ghosts because the veil was thin between us and the ghostly realm, and it was supposed to hide you from demons and all manner of stuff. And the pumpkins, which were a substitute for bonfires, go figure, were supposed to drive away evil. So it was kind of in that way. They would disguise themselves as Krampus things and do the walk in an effort to try and cleanse the area before Krampus came. So I guess there's a couple of things we can derive from all of this information, and obviously go and do your own research on all of this, because it's actually kind of interesting to see what people prior to nowadays world believed in and why they believed it, how they celebrated it, and things like that. It's just an interesting thing to do. But there is one prep I could think of in case Krampus decides to walk this year, which would actually be tonight. While I'm recording, it is actually December 5th. It probably won't be going up until Saturday, but it's December 5th. So if I survive until next week and you guys see a video, obviously I did it right. Not that I've done anything bad this year to warrant having been gotten by Krampus. Just in case. I will be doing it anyway. So this is the prep that I actually came up with. It is hiding. For some reason, even though this creature has the ability to sense the environment, know whether or not evil's around, and smell with his long tongue in much the same way a snake does, I'm going to assume, because they're saying that you could hide from him, he's not an omniscient creature, and maybe he even has bad vision. I have no idea. But hiding apparently works. So I would say the prep that I would pull away from this is when evil comes, know your area and know how to hide from it. Say Krampus comes into your house and tries to do things. If you know your house better than somebody else who came into your house, you know where your hiding places are, and because you have actually spent time thinking, what happens if something intrudes on my house and is attempting to do things, where would be good places to hide? Or if you got yourself a couple of hole punchers, not that hole punchers work on demons, but should something come in that's not a demon or whatever, you've got a good hiding place. You got yourself a couple of hole punchers, and you know the best places for line of sight on those particular items. Because you've thought about home defense against Krampus, it might also help you with other things. I think I'm being vague enough. I don't know. But it was very, very fun being able to study on Krampus. This just kind of gave me an excuse. The thing to take away is know your area, not just your house, your local area, like your little section of town, your yard, all those places like that. Know where's good, where your line of sights are, and things like that, and know where your hiding places are, just in case. Who knows? It may not even be you who needs to do the hiding. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's a spouse. Maybe what's after you may not even be Krampus. Who knows? It could be another demon. Anyway, wrap this up in this tinfoil hat bow that it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the start of December, and hopefully I can come up with at least a couple of more holiday-related what-ifs. I will see you guys on the next what-if. You have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and you stay shiny. Bye!